back. We're back, y'all. I'm not doing this week. It's over. Maybe it's not going to practice. Come on in, come on in. We're working on production over here. Trying to improve things. Little razzle dazzle. Happy day after Juneteenth to you all.
Period.
There was so many things going on in Charleston for families, for adults, and they started really last weekend. They did the big Juneteenth in the park.
Oh, yeah, it was huge. I think they said about 7,000 people showed up. So shout out to y'all. It was hot too, and y'all held it down because last weekend
It was hot. It was definitely hot. We got into the burger battle at Holy City Brewing Company.
shout out to the Judge Gianna right here.
Excuse me. Man, oh man, they had 13 different restaurants and bars that put forth their best burger for a chance to win $1,000 and one of those wrestlers belts. You know, one of the championship belts, they got to win one of those.
Championship belt.
And it really ranged the whole gambit as far as the styles of burgers. One standout for me was the burger that had watermelon on top of it. Shout out to Coffee Beard, our guy Ryan with the big boss beard over there. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. Yes, that was one of the most creative ones I saw. It was one of your favorite ones.
Literally all the smash burgers. And let me tell y'all something. They did not skimp on the meat or just the burger period. All the burgers were like good-sized burgers. Like you could be full. So meat sweat, ear sweat. Okay. Like I was very rested after that because it took me out.
It was a lot. It was definitely a lot to be indulging on the burgers that day. Shout out to Hong and the other judges.
Yeah.
Hong B was one of them, and Cooking with Booze was another one. So it was a very eclectic group. And they also really got some of the chefs and the sous chefs from the kitchen at Holy City Brewing to judge. So they had actual professionals who prepared burgers all the time to be judges. That was a nice touch.
I think that's cool too. They had the culinary judges, they had the people's judges. So I was able to vote on the burger that I liked the most. So everybody felt like it was involved. And when we do competitions, there are huge components of everybody being able to taste and be involved. So 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Shout out to Sarah over there. She was coordinating all of the things. We run the program room at Holy City Brewing. So this is for a venue for your wedding, your high school reunion. It's a gorgeous venue right on the water, full bar, bathroom, plenty of parking. So all right there.
Shout out to Donovan. He always has the tools flowing and he knows how to play with every crowd. Shout out to Donovan. If y'all don't know him, hire him as a DJ. He does a great job. He has everybody shaking legs.
Yes.
He's very diverse here. So shout out to him. Great event. Holy City does great events all the time. You know, including the event that we have events. So y'all go check out Holy City. They got the oysters, they got the meals, they got the beer, and they have the cocktails. So it's a one-stop shop for all the ting that you need as far as having a good time, you know, in one space.
Yes.
Bring your children. Leave your dog.
Leave your dogs. Leave your dog.
No,
Leave your
dogs
children.
are allowed.
But if you must, your kids, they're allowed.
There's gonna be a whole other video on children and and alcohol events. I understand y'all got the kids. I get it, but it's just scary with the drinking and we saw kids up in the tree. We have a march. Very fearful for their lives.
They were not having any cares in the world, though. They were enjoying themselves, dangling from the tree. We were bothered. Their parents were, enjoying themselves. So we were kept our eye over there, bang. But definitely an event you want to add to your calendar for next year. The burger battle. I think it's like $40. So it's very reasonable. You can have as many burgers as you want. literally you go back to the times that you would like to eat spinach. You're not gonna have to because there's so many options.
I think I would have liked to see maybe a lettuce burger.
Yeah.
Maybe a burger that didn't have so much bread, because I think the bread filled us up more than the actual burger.
I agree. There was one company that did a taco burger. They had a tortilla and they flattened out like a really like a smash burger patty, pretty much, and had the toppings on it. But it was kind of awkward to eat because they kind of loaded it with toppings. So when you folded to eat it like a taco, it was over full. So that was you can't really translate the burger to a taco. You have to keep the dimensions on that thing.
Or do them top and bottom and just do moving
They could have done that.
Top and bottom.
Quesadilla style maybe would have been better. But next year, shout out to them for making an attempt. But that would have been nice to see maybe like a pretzel bun or something different, reimagined.
Lettuce bun.
Yeah.
Even they just have so many different things. Grain buns.
Yeah.
There's so many different ways now that people try to kind of counteract the carbs.
Yeah.
Especially with the meat and all of the toppings and then the heat. I mean, it was 100 degrees, literally 100 degrees.
I also didn't notice anybody do an Impossible Burger. Everybody had real patties
Or chicken burger.
or chicken burger. There wasn't any
Lamb burger.
No lamb. So that might have been a different way too.
Bison.
Bison, elk. Yes, I mean it goes alligator. I mean, there's so many ranges.
This girl and these alligators.
Listen, I want to see that next year. I want to see y'all boy really challenge yourselves.
Surf and turf. Did the whole surf and turf type of burger. But you know what? Y'all did a great job. It was organized. People out there and Holy City Group was still function as a regular brewery restaurant. So just a not
So for our first taste, because yes, the was so wet.
So what are we tasting? What are the things that we're tasting?
We are tasting a variety of liqueurs. We are on our serious liqueur tip. All of our events this year have featured different liqueurs. People don't think about the liqueurs, think about the booze here, your we love those too. But these are called modifiers because they add and they contribute and they expand on the flavor of the base, right? Facts. So our event that we have this weekend that you can still get tickets for, the tickets are scrolling at the bottom, I believe, right, Jules? You can't see from here. But I think that's what it says. Yes, to our ice cream, candle, and cocktail crafting event on Saturday.
Absolutely. If you guys are into ice cream or just keeping it icy for the summer, we are making candles that look like ice cream. We are making cocktails that complement ice cream, and we'll even have a little bites that work with ice cream as well. So, you know what's fun? It's Saturday. Y'all ain't got nothing to do. Hopefully, come on out and support your girls. So, ice cream, we don't think about how alcohol can really be incorporated into ice cream. And this first brand that we're tasting, I know people have had it before, Screwball. It's a peanut butter whiskey. It's 35%, which is still rather high for cordials. Usually cordials are like 17, 15 is like 20%. And this is close to more of like a base liquor. They're like 40%. So we're going to get into this.
Yes, cheers. So definitely
peanut butter.
Definitely creamy, nutty. Yum. That is good. Do you want to try some? Now this actually does contain peanuts. It says it on the bottle. So if you have an allergy, look out, be careful, because you don't want to upset your allergy. But this is done really well. I'm really curious on how they incorporate the peanuts.
I'm really curious on how they've made the whiskey so balanced inside of the brand. It's so good.
Yeah, it really does. Very well incorporated. And I mean, I don't want to expose, but there's some sediment in the bottle, which means that they're either using real peanut butter, like they're putting like real ingredients in this because there's some separation. That's how you know that it's natural. Right, Juice?
This thing is lighter than actual Reese's Cups. This is lighter than actual peanut butter. It is like whiskey and peanut butter with a perfect match.
I can totally see. Hey, Hey Joe, we love you so much.
Hey Javon.
This would be great with some like chocolate ice cream. You want to add a little drizzle on them. When we travel to Europe, that's like the only time we ever see liquors like really used intentionally in desserts. It's not as much as the forefront here in the food. But when we were in Italy, every single dessert had the liqueur or the brandy or some type of beverage component to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that here we do things in excess, and people don't feel like they're drinking it, but they can taste the alcohol. Unless it's super strong, unless it's burning that. So that's when they know they really had something. I literally have people tell me, they had 2 shots of liquor in a cocktail because they couldn't taste it. Instead of thanking the bartender, they are offended because they want that harsh burn.
This is delicious. I wish it was holistic. It's like a little bit of a.
I know it's definitely a lot of sugar.
Yes, I'm thinking that it's very sweet. Jules is nodding her head as well. It's very, very sweet. So yeah, I would be curious about how this would taste. But if you wanted to drink this in a cocktail, ice, really, just chill it down really well. And that's all you would need. Maybe some soda water to kind of thin it up. It's kind of thick.
If you want to do something creative or cool, I would suggest some kind of grape something.
Okay.
You can have like a peanut butter jelly shot.
I see what you're doing there.
Saying a little peanut butter jelly time. You know what I'm saying? A little raz. But yeah, something like that, like some kind of grape cordial, or maybe just some little Welch's, some juice, and do a little mix together. I don't know, maybe a little bit of lemon lime, just to kind of open it up, and you'll have your peanut butter and jelly shots. I think it would be an amazing shot.
Yeah. Jelly, maybe like a cherry liqueur too.
Yeah, cherry. Nice. Like any kind of marmalade. Yeah. I mean, even this raspberry delight. You know what? So we got this raspberry delight from this brand called Southern Essence. Y'all, this thing is a year old. This distillery is not even open anymore. This woman used to make her different marmalades and jams. And she said, you know what? I'm going to make cordial. Indeed. So I am going to taste a little bit of it inside of mine, so I can see if this peanut butter and raspberry marmalade makes sense. And then I'll take the bite.
We went to this distillery during COVID on a tour around our state to visit all of our states with assets. Satisfy Your Thirst is the name of the tour. It's our second actual tour time doing this tour. There was an app in South Carolina where you could pull up and they would show you.
But I mean, I don't know if they promote it often, but it's still an app on their page.
You can still use it, and it'll show you in your proximity where there's a distillery, a bar, a juicery, creamery, winery around you. And it's kind of like a Yelp kind of vibe. You can conversate, you can engage with them. Lots of potential with this app here. And we were part of the promotion, showing people how to use it when we go at. And during COVID was so important because our state didn't shut down during COVID. We were still open for business.
Outside.
And we were trying to show people ways that they could still get that outside travel feel without having to leave the state. And this is one of the venues that Sally is open in New York, was open during COVID.
Yeah, and they were really pushing like just travel within 20 to 50 miles of your destination. Because people still gotta make their money. And what was so good about a lot of distillers were they were creating sanitizer and things like that as well. And they opened this during COVID. It's unfortunate that they didn't stay open very long, but liquor production and liquor business are all being so the time, the energy, the production, and this was an older woman who loved what she did, but I can see how they can be dying. Let's get into this. We haven't tried this yet, y'all, so here it out.
And the place was so cute because it was like a barn attached to their house. And when we got there, they were doing like window tasting. So they literally had like a barn door window where she was serving us. We were outside and she was inside serving us tasting.
How's that?
Serving us the tastings through the window, trying to be socially, what was it called, social distancing at the time.
What is it in your small cup?
So we're out, like literally outside on this highway, sampling spirits with her. People are pulling up and getting their like regular orders, period, and just going about their day. And we're just had a good one for over an hour.
We did.
Cackling with her, talking about art, because she also had a bunch of this like local art.
Lots of it. Very eclectic.
Very eclectic. That's the perfect word for it, because she had like a very eclectic energy about her too. Some people might say wild, or you know, I liked that she was fiery. She was definitely fiery. She knew her spirit. Delicious. You had that combination right, girl. You called it.
What is the percentage? Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah,
this is 35% as well.
Whoa, it's delicious. But again, I hate that she is closed. She took us a really good time in our hour just hanging out with her, standing with her spirits. Her offerings run from like a pecan flavor, raspberry. Yeah, it was like steak. Yes. Like pies and stuff like that. She really had like too many flavors. Yeah, a great lot.
Shout out to the women in South Carolina that's making up stuff, you know, speaking of women. Let me go through this kind of fast today, y'all. We are going to try some Frisky Whiskey, you know, a little ode to Juneteenth as well. This is a female-run Black company here in South Carolina.
Yes.
And this is a caramel and other natural flavor premium whiskey.
Okay.
This one is also 35%. So we're going to have to start changing up our theme. Like, we have to figure out, you know, our cordials now 35%. We still got good old sorrel up there, and it's 17%.
Right. I don't know. I missed when they upped the ABV cordials. So I don't know what happened.
I think it's smart though for people who don't want to drink like a spirit that tastes, you know, very ethanol, alcohol forward.
I get it. That's why we're putting so much emphasis on these, because people are drinking differently now. People are back outside. People are drinking lower ABV cocktails. They're taking something like this, adding some soda water to it, ice, and sipping on it really slow.
They don't want to taste liquor either.
They don't.
People do not want to taste liquor, and we get that too.
Some caramel, yes, butterscotch. You're getting that sweetness, vanilla.
What is the door?
Oh, I had moved the door.
Oh, okay. I'm interested to see how it is compared to this. That's a caramel portion, right?
Yes, salt, sea salt, salted. And that's a cream. These are all not, these are the quarters. The flavor, the color is probably coming from caramel color.
Yeah.
Because these are not resting. I don't know about the whiskey, but I know the other ones are not resting in barrels.
Yeah, they're not. And this, the more cordials you taste, the less sweet they taste, right? This doesn't taste very sweet. It tastes balanced. It tastes pretty balanced.
It's giving me more nutty flavors.
The caramel.
The caramel flavors in here, which I think is good. Because that caramel can be overly sweet. Kind of sick and sweet, but this is really balanced. This is a product that has been in the market for a while. That's doing really well, especially among Black females. Because it still gives you that whiskey flavor, but it kind of cuts all the oaky notes that you don't like.
Yeah, for sure. There's no oak.
You're not getting any of the classic.
Not even vanilla. Not even real vanilla in here. All you really get is caramel.
Yeah.
It's just caramel. So if you guys are into caramel whiskeys, and it's perfect with the root beer float. Oh, yeah. I think this would be so good with the root beer float. I love root beer. You know, with some good ice cream and then this caramel liqueur, you get a little buzz. I wouldn't say more than but this is a good dessert for me.
I agree. Over spice for great. Even if you're making like a tiramisu or something that requires a smoke, like a chocolate leche or something like that, you're gonna have some kind of adding a little bit of whisk. Am I running out? Adding a little bit of this.
It makes me laugh.
So childish. Again, if you're doing some type of a soaked baked good with like lady fingers or a sponge cake, and you want to add some sweetness to it and some moisture, this would be great because you're getting the moisture, and you're getting that kick of butterscotch, that kick of caramel, and a little boozy.
You gotta ask Johnny and Jules about the desserts though. They are dessert queens, and I really lean on them heavily when we talk about pairing beverages with dessert because
I live for it. I've taken a class or two, so I've got a little bit. I got a little bit of practice with these things. But yeah, we just want to pique your interest because there's so many different ways that you can imbibe. I say all the time, it's not about the lifestyle. How can you incorporate the beverages into your lifestyle, which are already doing?
exactly. And how can you take something new? The biggest thing is about opening your palate and tasting new stuff. I know people, and I can't speak for everybody, and we are not a monolith. I'm saying it right now. But I know a lot of older people, and I know a lot of people of color, like, tend to stick with what they know, stick with what they like, and not really go outside of that. You'd be surprised, like, how much work your friends have put in so that to kind of diversify their portfolios, diversify our palates. So taste it. If you don't like it, you don't taste it again, but you can have it.
And Frisky was featured at, you didn't touch her images on the phone. Frisky was featured at the Black Charleston Professional Event earlier this year. And we've been announcing them. So they're involved in the community as well. They're showing up in places, in Black spaces. So shout out to Frisky. They're Black owned and they're supporting the Black community. At least here in Charleston that we've seen. They made a big footprint trying to promote and make a mark in our market.
Yeah, they're outside. We need to reach back out. We need to reach back out to Frisky and see what y'all doing, because our girls Sarah, we plan on coming back with some more sweeter events, even a chocolate pairing with some of these.
Oh yes. Another note about Juneteenth. Juneteenth is for everybody. All right, it's not just for Black people. It is an American holiday. Joe Biden just put it into law 2021, but it's been being celebrated for years all over the American South. Tamika had the honor of working with Food Network last year, and she curated a cocktail that really represents Southern drinking things.
Mm-hmm. Yes, this cocktail. But yes, this cocktail definitely had the things that you need for a proper Juneteenth cocktail. It was red with the hibiscus soda. We used the Black Spirit brand from Lyris. And then, we just made our own like sweetener and then used, of course, lime juice, lemon juice, and whatnot. I feel a little embarrassed, but I remember saying
Red Star.
Red Star.
Yes,
that's why you're a partner.
That's it.
So I know the red star symbolizes the flag of the Juneteenth, but I just really it's a really long star, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Food Network was awesome. You can still catch it on Food Network. If you go on the Food Network and you type in the Juneteenth menu with Black Southern Belle, you'll see not only a Cocktail Bandits cocktail, but you'll also see 4 or 5 different female chefs from Charleston that made classic Juneteenth and classic Black folk dishes.
Yeah.
But in a really healthy way, like a muscadine glaze to go over the shrimp and sausage, the red rice, fried shrimp, fried fish, the thing. So check out our girl Michelle and her Juneteenth menu that came out 2 years ago. 2 years ago, and we nominated.
That's right.
Shameless plugging. But yeah,
this was a great feature. And if you missed making your Juneteenth meal, just make that meal on your live for Independence Day. Celebrate both independences, legislative
and I'm gonna add a little comment after that. What the Juneteenth is mean for everybody. Yes. But if you really, really, really want to support people of color during Juneteenth, support with the dollars. Support with actually buying tickets, even though if you're not going, purchase a ticket. If they have books, buy 5. If they have events that are going on, or you see they're trying to raise money, and you're gonna spend $50, spend $500. You know what I'm saying? This is what we really need as far as celebration of Juneteenth, is the fact that this was an emancipation from slavery. So we're not gonna take away from that. That's what Juneteenth is about, actually being free from slavery. And I think that sometimes in the consumerism space, we get caught up in the happy Juneteenth. Was it really happy when you found out 2 years later from the soldiers that you're free? Is that really happy? Now, I'm not going to be Debbie Downer on any of those things, but if you really, really want to support Black creatives, Black businesses during Juneteenth, spend your dollars. And then I'll leave that aside. Well, I will continue by also acknowledging the Emmanuel 9 anniversary that took place Monday. Mm-hmm. So, if you guys are not familiar with that, almost 10 years ago, a white supremacist walked into the church and took the lives of 9 people in Charleston, including a state representative, Clemente. So we still find ways to honor them, to respect those lives that were taken. Mm-hmm. Those people were praying in the church. They welcomed this man into the church. And this wasn't his first time. It was a calculated thing. He had a whole manifesto, and we just realized that he was thinking about going to the College Charleston, mm-hmm. but he opted to go to this historically Black church instead. He massacred. Right. So our city is still healing from that. We are still feeling the effects of that as far as our community, and also in our economy as well. That we're learning too. So I don't think it's a coincidence that these things happen to be close in date. For Emmanuel 9 and Juneteenth, literally 2 days apart. And I just encourage you, if you're not familiar with that, and do some research and you look into the lives that he took. Every individual who he took from us were a part of the community, were wonderful, hospitable human beings. I used to work with one of the individuals who was taken to pain, and it still hurts. It does still hurt, and we haven't had those conversations. So that, is a thing. We need to really talk about that, especially make sure it being a 10-year, I'm not even gonna say anniversary, just the 10 years that we've gone through that, because there's still like just deep pain that we just ignored, because as we see with Juneteenth, we're just used to glossing over the hard part and just worrying about the easy part. It's so easy to laugh and be jolly and gleeful, but I think that things like Juneteenth help you need to reflect on where you come from, like how far you've come from, and how far you need to go still. It's a holiday, but it's a very sad holiday. Thank God we're free right now. Without that, we wouldn't be where we are today. But it is a freedom day from when we were enslaved, building this beautiful country of America. One of your ancestors really support. Because we support. But we're very, very loyal, and we support everybody, and we spend money. We spend money, like Nika said, even if you can't attend the event, buy tickets and gift them to somebody who isn't that area. Even if you feel like the event isn't for you, because you're too Black and the white now, buy those tickets and invite your Black friends to the event. There's so many different ways that people can. Or have a conversation. If you're uncomfortable with too many people of color, maybe that should be a sit-down conversation. We need to lean into the uncomfortable stuff, because whether we realize it or not, America's uncomfortable right now. We got a lot of things going on politically. We got a lot of things going on, gender, race, religion. It is so scary. And if we can't be in community or in communication with each other, how are we growing? It's more than just making money. We got to do more in America besides capitalism. Now I digress, because we're going to get in our political bag. And this is not what our life is about. Okay. We have to choose. They're called social lubricants for a reason. We give you a little something to sip on, and we talk about some real ish around the table. And, have a sip, and we get into conversation. It is Juneteenth though, so we're not gonna gloss over that. And like I said, Black Spirits, buy 10 bottles. We getting back on there. Black events, yeah.
Give
Show
to
up.
your friends. Give to your Black friends, Black owned spirit. Only coming up all, Juneteenth, July 4th. Tell them some Black owned spirits. Where's what's some Black friends? Yes. Come to the barbecue, to the cookout.
Invite us.
Hey. So this is a different version of caramel.
Oh yes, this is a Dorda. It's called Dorda, not daughter, not to be the doctor, but Dorda, New York style. It's Dorda, and it's a sea salt caramel liqueur that is 18%. So now we're getting back down to what we're used to.
Yes.
This is delightful pairing of sweet caramel with a dash of finest salt and Chopin rye vodka. And that's why it's so good, because Chopin is a very, very delicious potato vodka. And it is so clean. I did a whole class with Chopin and I love it. So that's why you can barely even taste it in this. Period. You get the sea salt. And it doesn't taste like a grain spirit. It tastes like nothing. It's so good.
It's so good. And this lends itself because it's already creamy. So again, you add some ice cream. You can drizzle this on top of this. On your banana split, you can drizzle this right on top of your banana split. Why not? Little caramel note in the salt adds such an unctuous component to it. Just like in one of our favorite tequilas, caramel. We add a little bit of sea salt to this tequila as well. And it just unlocks a whole level of flavor to the
Yeah, people don't understand how salt will open up flavors, and sugar as well. Sometimes you need to have sugar and salt into a cocktail, a meal. A lot of bartenders like to use saline, and they'll drop the saline in there. But your own little salt water spritz or spray that you can add to it, whatever floats you. It really, really opens up the other flavor profiles on your tongue.
It makes chocolate more chocolate. It makes the caramel more caramel. It is enhanced with whatever flavor.
Cakes,
Cookies. Definitely put a little bit of that sea salt on your chocolate cookie. It's going to make it even more coffee and enhance the coffee flavor. Just a little bit goes a long way. I'm talking about literal like flakes, not a whole tablespoon. You don't need that much.
Johnny just did her little break, Betty Crocker, and had some cookies, and you had some sea salt on top of those.
I
too.
did.
And it was very, very good. They were suave. You know, I say I love a soft cookie. I'm having a love-hate relationship right now with cookies. I ain't never been a cookie girl, but now I'm like running out with soft cookies. But you did a great job, and that salt really, really, it just opens it up.
I made those from scratch. So that also enhances the flavors when you're using
Scratch.
All fresh. But yeah, you guys. A little goes a long way.
And you can see him up there. It was coarse sea salt. So I don't feel like I know what I'm talking about now, y'all. Of course, sea salt made look 3 or 4. Salt Bay.
That is it. Put it on your steaks. People add that for the chicken steak. It opens it up. Yes. It's a whole different thing. And we have one more taste. And you went to this place, right? Toasty?
Yeah, I did.
What was your experience at Girl Italy?
So, Yocella is a walnut liqueur that is made at Toasty. It's a distillery in, I think it's Camari, Italy. But we did a whole tour. We like to do beverage tours. So we did a whole beverage tour with the Trade Commission, and they gifted me. It was gifted a what's that? I can't even remember at this point. It's been so long. But I did get some bottles from them. We used all the strawberry up. They make a lot of liqueurs. They have a wild strawberry, which is so good. We need to hit them back.
Fergoli.
Yeah, we need to hit them up.
So good.
They have a bunch of syrups, and they make their own fruits, like the candied cherries.
Yes.
They do the different things with grapes. They do a lot of different things. It's a full facility, and mostly women. So shout out to the women. Shout out to Italy. The walnut liquor is so good. This one is 24%. They have a massive distillery too, and they're really, really popular in Africa. So that's what I really like.
And when we say the Italian Trade Commission, the Italian Trade Commission is an agency that advocates for different parts of the industry in Italy. So they have a sector that focuses just on wine, just on olive oil, that tries to get different markets all across the country to buy more of these products from Italy. So we were there with people from Canada who were also mixologists and bartenders. They wanted us to give our opinion on how we can incorporate these spirits into American mixology. In Italy, they're still very traditional. They just serve these spirits mostly on ice. For the most part that you're going to get it, you're not going to get a whole lot of cocktail. So they wanted to get our opinion on how best to do that and introduce these products into our market. So we did a whole activation after our experience in Italy, where we had a cello event and a spritz event, where we were bringing some of that Italy experience to Charleston. And yeah, they were one of the spirits.
They were one of the spirits, and this company also, Toski also makes this tobacco syrup that I've been talking about since I left there. Well, you know, Erica won't allow me to do a tobacco syrup, so I'm trying to figure out some ways to at least have the flavor. So I heard that you toasted coconut and stuff like that, you can get like a smoked vibe. It's not the same, but we just studied nicotine and what nicotine and alcohol does. The same thing with cannabis, right? Cannabis and alcohol with it. That's a whole other research project.
This Mocello cheers is very walnutty on the nose already, getting the aromatics of that sweet nut aroma. Have you tried it before, Mocello?
And usually, if we would have had the full bottle, it would have had a little walnut on top of it, but we haven't put the walnut. So good. And again, not as sweet. Jules
Battery. Maybe a different devices.
Yeah,
that's all together, y'all.
We are. And the more we do it, the more y'all see afterwards.
Yes, indeed. So look forward to trying some of these liqueurs at our cocktail class this Saturday.
We're going to do a tasting.
Yes.
So they actually taste some of these particular spirits that you can't buy in a store. You cannot buy this raspberry delight cordial. You cannot really. I mean, you can get Nocella, but what do you need to buy this for? Honestly, what are you buying this for right now? Like, you need to learn how to use it, which is the biggest thing.
You're gonna love it. Stay tuned. We got more stuff coming up this summer, more events.
Hella bitters to kind of in our palate.
Okay, let's do this again. This is a black-owned spirit.
This is the last one, y'all. This is Hella Bitters. If you guys know about Hella Bitters, it's black-owned. They have the bitters, of course. And if you guys don't know what bitters are, they are liquorized and aromatized little droplets that you add into your cocktail to accentuate the flavor. We call them the salt and pepper of beverages. And they have now moved into making mixers and RTDs. This is bitters and soda. So this is almost like a spritz, like an Aperol spritz, kind of. So shout out to them. We're going to try this now. And, it's an aperitif, so it can settle your belly or excite your belly for hunger. It can refresh your belly, or it can, settle it if it's been a little worked up.
People who drink, just some bitter ginger ale. And, black folks think ginger ale cures everything. I do. Some people smell them spicy ginger ale. You feel like it's really opening up your nasal passage and all that good stuff. So yes, if you're feeling a little like then you can do just your own little ginger ale or bitterness. You can use Thunderbirds, Angostura, Pink Shows,
or Hella Bitters.
Or Hellas. Look at the color though. Love the color.
It's made with a ginseng tincture. And their mixes are good. I literally killed the whole habanero mixer. I knew y'all weren't going to drink it. So I made me some spicy margs at the house, and I killed a whole bottle.
I could have bought it too. I had some family in town. I was making
Of the habanero?
mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
The little premix, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's so good. Shout out to Baby Co too. All of y'all mixers are busting. I'm loving that y'all are like leveling up and y'all putting real ingredients.
Yes.
It makes a difference. I've been on the whiskey kick for a minute now because of that ginger mix from Baby Co.
I'm telling you, this is better. It's dry. It's giving you traditional spritz flavor.
It is definitely like an apple spritz.
Giving you that. The effervescence are really nice.
So nice.
The bubbles are so fine. They're really adding a little bit. We didn't chill this down. I'm sure cold it would be amazing. We have ice cream, right? But yeah, this is very approachable. It's very much what it's saying. It's a bitter and soda vibe.
And it's so different with your belly after you drink all the sweet stuff, and then you have this. It literally feels like it's settled.
And it's definitely washed all that lingering sweet.
Yeah, there's
no flavor in my palate.
There's not any sweet in my palate.
It is dried out, baby. And if you're not familiar with Aperol, it's a bitter orange liqueur. And the orange bitterness is coming from like sweet. So it's not a juicy orange flavor. It's like the rind inside of the orange that we're getting the flavor from.
That's the big thing with Italian spirits. They like to use the rinds to make beverages. The same thing with limoncello. It is the rind that is getting dipped inside of the liquor. But it makes sense though, because if the fruits have any sugars in it, it will probably ferment again. So it wouldn't even be the same flavor after it's sat for a little while. So
that's a good point. In controlling the sugar content too, each fruit would have a different level of sugar to it. So it'd be hard to be blending every batch. So if they're adding their sugars to it, they can control the amount of sugar that's involved all of them. Allow them to add sugar to just the free.
Exactly.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, we're not gonna hold y'all up very long today. We're gonna come back next week with a whole new plethora of things to taste. We're looking forward to our event this week. If you haven't got your tickets yet, get them. It's gonna be so fun. I think that we are going to do more of like a happy hour, a little meet and greet next month, so that we can meet our followers, we can meet us, and we can actually do it. Not be so formal. Not be no formal.
What is also your thoughts on when you should do our podcast? We want to do the podcast live so we can get some interaction from you guys. So does 7 o'clock work for you on Friday or 5 a.m.? Yeah, it's 11 a.m. good. Let us know what's the best time to broadcast, something like that. We really want to do to have some eyeballs.
Y'all want to be at work and we entertain y'all at work? I don't mind it. Don't come up on when you at work trying to waste time. Listen and make the time go by, because I listen to long form content all the time when I'm just doing my errands. Let us know, because we got a lot of stuff to bring y'all. We really got tea.
We want to spill it. I want to go over some contracts with y'all too. Like, we get a lot of influencer contracts, and I happen to have a legal background, but most influencers don't. And it's very expensive to hire a lawyer. And I just want you guys to be protecting yourselves and to have just some small things to look out for when you're signing these contracts. So again, let us know what time works best. So I'm going to be able to answer questions and engage when we get into all the legal and some of the back end parts of our business.
Yes, we're going to go to the back end. It's time to learn about the back end. I'm back in. All right, so we're going to wrap this up today. We're going to make this short and sweet. Preparing for our event on Saturday. Make sure you have time to get some tickets. If you don't have time, get some tickets for somebody else. And keep watching us and keep supporting, because look how you guys are doing. Thank you. We love you. We're happy that you're participating in this next week.
Remember, share the video with your friends. Share it.
Comment afterwards, because we post later doesn't mean you can comment after. What? All right, that's it.